So one of the things that I'm planning on doing in the new space is getting a Polk style bench. And I kept on measuring out the dog hole spacing, and it just wasn't, I could never get it right. So instead of solving the problem on my own, I just spent money. That's bad, right? That's bad. So I just got the hooked on wood dog hole system from Banggood. I forget the manufacturer, but I figured I'd just open it. So dedicated to precision. Oof. It's all in its nice little place. I mean, the packaging is pretty impressive. So this is 3D printed. And then the black components are all metal. This feels fairly substantial. And then a whole bunch of these. These are for the drill guides. Then you screw the board down, and this is, uh-oh. That seems no bueno. How did it even break? It's all nestled rather nicely in here. Okay, well, that's a thing. And then here is the system that will make all of my dreams come true, obviously. There's the branding. This feels quite substantial. Yeah, so this was the only weird thing. It was broken. But I mean, this is pretty impressive. There we go. What a bit. And these are some of the pieces that come with it. They're really, really nice. Comes with a bunch of screws and a bit. Let's get one more look at this thing. Maybe I'm easily impressed, but this is pretty rad. So this is the blue part. It's just 3D printed stuff, like you can totally tell. But, and that doesn't make it bad. It's a nice, easy way of doing it. And then the manual. I have to make sure that I actually read this. That's the kind of thing that I often don't do well. Reading instructions. Especially weird since I'm a teacher. So as I said, I had tried various ways to do the 3D or to do the dog hole system, measuring, and I printed out a number of I 3D printed a number of jigs to help with stuff, but then things got weird because of a lot of the jigs would be millimeter, and then all my bits are inches, and then I was always off. Whenever I was measuring the final dog holes, I wasn't getting perfect 90. The PARF system was way expensive. I considered trying to find someone to 3D print, or to CNC a piece of plywood for me, but I wanted to be able to repeat that if necessary. And then I saw the Hooked on Wood, Dennis talking about it, and it is cheaper than the PARF system. That doesn't make it cheap, but he did say that it's the cheapest and most accurate, so we'll see about the accuracy. I watched the test videos that he did. It seemed marginally better than the PARF system, but it's at the, they're both going to get you 90% there, and then it's that last 10% that matter, that are the hardest to get, and that's where the Hooked on Wood system seems to be closer. One of the things that Dennis talked about was, you're not paying for this tool that you're going to be using all the time, because chances are I'm going to do this once, maybe twice, and then I'm going to shelve it for a long time, and I shouldn't need to, do this again. But what he talked about was that you're paying for the reliability of it. You're paying for the accuracy of it. And so that was the part of the sales pitch that was like fair. That is where I would want my money to go, because I use my track saw and it's great. It gives straight cuts, but it only gives the perfect 90 for if I'm taking the time to measure it out. So the whole idea of getting the dog hole system set up is that it's fast and I can just do it quickly. That's the hope. New shop.